Hi everyone, it's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. I'm an American expat living in Malaysia and I like to share my life and travels with you. Well, today I'm going to do something different. I know a lot of my viewers are probably on Facebook. Do you ever buy anything that's in the Facebook ads? Well, I have a couple times with mixed results, but I just ordered something that I've been excited about. Now it's taken a month to arrive. And I hope it's as cool as I thought it was going to be. Sound interesting? Stay tuned. Now I know everybody's Facebook feed is different. Oh my gosh, is it different? Because I've looked at some of my friends. It's nothing like mine. As many of you know, during COVID and actually before, I got into building things with these little mini blocks. You know, sort of like Lego, only smaller. And I got really into it. I mean, I did one that I think was 8,000 pieces. It takes forever. But I just sort of like that sort of thing. So I saw this thing on Facebook. I'll show you some pictures here. And I just thought it looked really neat. Apparently you can change it in different shapes and stuff. And I just thought it looked cool. So I ordered one. Anyway, it just arrived today. And I can tell you, I was expecting it to be all in one piece. But this is what I found. Let me open the box for you and show you. Nowhere on their Facebook ad did it say anything about having to assemble it. I mean, like I said, I'm into this sort of thing. So it's not a big deal for me. But let me show you what came in the box. So I opened it up and I was just like, oh my gosh, look at this. It's like 1,000,000 pieces, oh my God. But at least I know I can do it. I've done it before. But I have to tell you, I think it's very misleading advertising. There was nothing in this Facebook ad that indicated it was something you had to put together. So anyway, other people might be disappointed. I'm a little disappointed because I wanted to sort of see how cool it was right away. But I'm not disappointed either because I love doing these things. So I'll let you watch me put it together. I know that's going to be extremely boring. So I'm only going to show you progress reports. How about that? But anyway, I'm excited to do it. But first, let me show you some of the things I've done in the past. I did this giant temple in China. It's really cool. It was the one that was 8,000 pieces. I did this Cinderella's Castle from Disney World. That was difficult too. And a few others, as you can see here. And actually, from the pieces that I had left over, and I'm not sure you're supposed to have a lot of pieces left over, but I did. And maybe you are. But actually, after I had done a bunch of them, I had a lot of pieces left over. And so I started creating my own, like this. I made this mansion, and I really loved that. But I took that apart after I'd done it and photographed it. And then I did this motel that reminds me of the motel in Treasure Island, Florida in my childhood, the Thunderbird, which I recently heard is going to be restored after the hurricanes. And then I did this one of my parents' house. And I'm most proud of this one because it is so detailed and so accurate compared to what the house actually looks like. So I'll show you that and from all these different angles because it's pretty cool. And the color's not great because it's not this yellow color, but sometimes you just sort of have to work with what you have, right? And here's pictures of the actual house. And I don't have great pictures of it for some reason. I don't know why. Well, probably because my mom died, 20-something years ago, and we sold the house then. So I don't have pictures of it on my phone very much. Just some my sister sent me, and actually a viewer stopped by and took some pictures of it, as you can see here. But anyway, that's just to show you how much I love doing this sort of thing. So, you know, yes, I was disappointed that I couldn't immediately set this up and see how fun it was. But now I get to spend all this time putting it together, and then I'll even be more proud of it, right? I guess so. Well, I'm going to get started on it now. I'll show you progress as I go along. How about that? Well, I finished the first and second steps. That only took about an hour. I hope I can pick up the pace. But let me show you how impressive it looks so far. See, steps 1 and 2. The finished product. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope it gets going faster. We'll see. Okay, well, it took me 40 minutes to do steps 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm picking up the pace a little bit. But I think you'll see that it's not very impressive yet. But what I have done is divide up the pieces into separate bowls. Well, you can see how I put the bowls, and that's going to help a lot. And there's my instructions, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And here's where we are. It's actually starting to look like something. Not a lot yet. Now I'm up to step 35. I just finished step 35, but I have 200 more steps to go. So I'm going to take a break because I've been working on this for more than 3 hours. I mean, I love this stuff, but boy, my back starts hurting, bending over the table and everything. It's pretty challenging. It's harder than the ones I've done in the past, I can tell you that. But here, let me give you a look of how it's coming along. So, as you can see, it's way more farther along than you saw before, and I think it's very Escher-esque, if you know the artist Escher. But look, it even gets more complicated. It starts unfolding so that you can make different things out of it eventually. So, I don't know. I mean, it's it's really going to be cool when it's done. I've never had one that sort of came apart like that before. So, yes, it's coming along, but I'm going to take a nap now, and I'll get back to it later. Okay, well, I had my nap, and then I went out to dinner, but I was dying to get back to this. And so I spent about another hour on it, so we're getting in over 4 hours, closer to 5, I think, at this point. But let me show you where we are now. So that's the part I had done before my nap. It's shaping up. Looking good. And then this is what I've done in the last hour. Boy, it's really fortunate that this comes with instructions. I can't imagine trying to put it together without it. But yeah, it's coming along. Here's all the pieces I have left. So I think I might actually finish it tonight. Depends on how late I want to stay up, right? Good morning. I got so wrapped up in this last night, I forgot to film how far I'd gotten before I went to bed. I was exhausted, let me tell you, because I've worked on this probably close to 7 hours now. But here I am with my morning coffee, and this is how far I got last night. Pretty impressive, huh? As you can see, I think ultimately when it's finished, it's going to close up to be a cube and then open. But I'm going to show you how it opens up now. So I'll let you watch me work on it for a while, and I'll just talk. I don't know how popular this video is going to be because probably very few of my viewers would be interested in making anything like this. But this is sort of for my viewers who just like to hear me talk, right? This reminds me of when I was a kid, and I always wanted to be an architect. And I used to draw floor plans of houses, designing houses. I used to love to go look at new houses that were being built. And this was back in the day when construction sites weren't so off limits and kids could sort of wander around in them. And of course, they didn't really encourage that, and I had to sort of sneak in. But gosh, I just loved going to look at new houses and seeing the different floor plans and stuff. I think that explains why I'm so interested in things like this. Although I'm about 7 hours into this, I think I'm probably going to finish it today. That's my goal anyway. It's Sunday and I don't have a lot to do. We're on step 132, which is about halfway. But I think I know I'm going to finish it today. So this morning, before I turned the camera on, I did this piece. And now I'm going to figure out where to add it. And you have to keep looking at the plan and seeing which angle you're looking from. So this shows me I need to be looking this way. And then this goes here, I think. Oh, wow, that's pretty easy. It's interesting how you build it in pieces and then put it together. But you have to make sure it really has a snug fit. Oh my goodness. And it's sort of challenging with the hinges and everything. Because as you can see, you can move it around. But that sort of helps too if you want to press down in a different area. Let's see, why is this not? Ah! And then that happens. Okay, well, I'm gonna fix that and then I'll get back to you, okay? So I will continue on. So as I was saying, as a child, I really wanted to be an architect. And oh my gosh, would I have loved to have Legos. But I think they were too expensive for my family to afford. So at least I can afford them now. And these aren't real Legos. This particular kit seems to be priced about like Legos, I think. Because it was, I don't know, more than 300 ringgit. Which is a lot. But I think it's worth it. So let me just put these pieces in. It is really important to follow the directions. Gosh, when I first started doing these, and I thought, oh, well, this looks like this will fit. And so I just put a piece there that I thought looked like it would fit. But then down the road, you realize you're going to need that piece somewhere else. So anyway, now I follow the instructions strictly. So anyway, like I've told you guys before, I wanted to be an architect when I was young. But I didn't do that well in school, particularly not in math. So I thought, I don't think I can really do that. So I looked around for different schools, and I found the art school in Sarasota, Florida, Ringling College of Art and Design, that I eventually went to. And I picked interior design because I thought it was, it was similar to architecture in certain ways, but easier. No math involved, although there is a bit of math, but not a lot. So anyway, I enjoyed art school very, very much. It was a turning point in my life. I mean, I got to meet really sophisticated people because most of my classmates were older. I was fresh out of high school, but most of them were around 30 and looking at design as a second career. Okay, I got this next piece all together here. See, it has a hinge on it too. This is so intricate. I am sure this was designed by a computer because no person could ever figure this out, I don't think. I think a very cruel joke would be to make people try to put this together accurately without any instructions. I think I said that before, but oh my God, can you imagine how hard that would be? And let's see. Now adding this part was pretty easy. Cool. See how it unfolds and closes back up into itself? It's amazing. So while I'm working on this, I wanted to tell you sort of an amusing story of something that happened to me in art school. We were going on a class trip, Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina, to look at historic interiors, to learn that. So we were taking a train from Florida to Savannah, Georgia. And, I had been on train rides before. In fact, I should tell you about my safety patrol trip I did in 6th grade when I took the train to Washington, D.C. But I'll tell you that story another time. This is another train story. So anyway, I think this trip was just for the second year class. And, we got on the train and we were having fun. And I met this girl that was, I don't know, I think she was from New York or something. Something about my age. I was 19 at the time. And she was a lot of fun. And we started palling around. And I lost track of my class. She had a little sleeper car, and we were up there fooling around, maybe having a few cocktails. Now, I was only 19 and underage technically, but somehow we were able to get some cocktails. And I might have had a few too many. Anyway, I think it's about a 6-hour trip from Tampa to Savannah. And we were going along and having fun, as young people do. So anyway, the train was just tooling along and we were having fun. I don't know, I might have kissed her. Something was going on anyway. I finally decided, well, it must be sort of time to get to Savannah. So I asked the porter on the train, and I said, how long till we get to Savannah? And he said, we left Savannah 20 minutes ago. So I was freaking out, as you can well imagine. And I thought, oh no, and I ran back to where my friends were, my classmates, and to get my suitcase, because I needed to get off at the next stop, I thought. So I went back there and my suitcase was gone. So I figured my classmates had taken it off, and indeed they had. So another 20 minutes go by and we stop at the next stop, which was Yamasee, South Carolina. My goodness, I had never been to such a small town. I just grabbed my stuff and got off the train in a panic, as you can imagine. And this hinge is working, great. So that part's done. So anyway, I got off the train and I ran into the train station and I said, when's the next train back to Savannah? The guy at the ticket booth said, tomorrow morning. I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? So he said, well, there's a bus that comes through town. You can catch that. Just go stand on the corner over there. He pointed about a block away. So I went over to wait on the bus, and I had some time. I mean, I knew what time the bus was coming. The guy at the train station had told me. So there was like this gas station bar combination across the street, and I thought, well, maybe I'll go have another beer, because at the time that just seemed like a good idea. I'm not sure that it was, on retrospect. So I went to the little gas station bar, and I got a beer, and I was just standing around trying to blend in. Well, I'm going to show you pictures of what I looked like then. And I was not blending in. You have to remember that this was the early 70s, and I looked exactly like a hippie. So I don't know that they'd ever seen one in this small town. So I'm standing there drinking my beer, trying to just act real casual and cool, you know? And all of a sudden, I drop it, and it explodes all over the floor. You know, beer foam everywhere. Well, I was so embarrassed, and everyone just looked at me like I was crazy. So I guess I helped clean it up. I'm not sure if they told me just to go on and get out of there. But then I went over to the bus stop to wait for the bus, because it was almost time for the bus. See, that has a little person, too. That gives you the scale of it. So anyway, I was standing there waiting for the bus, and I see the bus coming, and I get all excited, and I'm standing there, and I'm sort of waving at it, you know, and the bus just goes on by and doesn't stop. So gosh, I was really freaked out then. I really didn't know what to do. So I went back over to the train station, and I just tried to lay around there or something, you know, thinking, I'll just sleep here until tomorrow morning. I'm not sure what I was thinking. So then I had another bright idea, and I decided, maybe I'll just hitchhike to Savannah. I mean, how dangerous could that be? In this godforsaken place. I don't know, I mean, it's probably a town of just a few hundred people. I went out of the train station, and I'm standing on the side of the road with my thumb out, and this Volkswagen Beetle pulls up, and they offer me a ride, and I said, oh, are you going to Savannah? And they said, no, we're just going a few miles out of town, but that might help you. Gosh, that was probably a pretty stupid thing to do to get in with these people, but they seemed okay. So we go a couple miles out of town, and actually they were just going to a bar. Just what I needed, right? I'm getting sort of befuddled trying to tell my story and do this at the same time. So anyway, we went to this bar. It was a honky-tonk in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the middle of nowhere. It was the only building there. It was pitch black out. There were no street lights or anything. There was very little traffic. So I went in the bar, of course, and had another beer. And then I took the beer out with me. I'm not sure if that was allowed, but I did it. And then I decided to just stand at the side of the road and try to hitchhike again. I mean, what else should I do? So I'm standing there with my thumb out in the middle of nowhere, and I have this beer with me, and then all of a sudden I see a state trooper pulling up. And I thought, oh my God, and I tried to hide my beer, you know, because I was underage for one thing. So anyway, the state trooper was not amused, but he did not arrest me or anything. He just took me back to the train station and said, son, you better just wait here until the morning. But that was probably good advice. But, you know, I tried to lay down on the benches there, and they were just really uncomfortable. And I had a bit of money with me. I mean, not a lot, you know, back in the day. I maybe had $50 with me, but anyway, I went up to the guy at the ticket place and I said, do you know anyone that would drive me to Savannah? And so he made a couple of phone calls and he found somebody who said they would drive me to Savannah for $20. And I said, great, send them on. So a little while later, this junky old car pulls up with this redneck guy. But I'm like, beggars can't be choosers, right? So I get in the car with him and we start driving along. And he says, do you think I could have the money in advance? He says, I'm almost out of gas or petrol. I'm like, oh, that's great, yeah. So I gave him my $20 and he kept looking at his gas gauge and it was going down to empty. Of course, there was no gas stations anywhere around. Like I said, we were in the middle of nowhere. So finally, he finds a gas station and he's able to fill up before he runs out. And it was about an hour drive to Savannah. And I couldn't remember which hotel we were staying in, which was helpful. But somehow I remembered what hotel it was, and we eventually found it. Boy, were my classmates glad to see me, and boy, did they think my story was funny. And I'm just telling you this story so you'll know that I haven't always been the sweet Taylor that you see before you today. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. Now let me get back to my puzzle. So I got this steeple all done, and I guess I'm just not sure why it's hinged, but I guess I'll figure that out someday when I finish this. And these hinges go there. So it just goes, oops, probably can't see it. It's getting so tall now. So it just goes right here, just press down, make sure it goes in. Now it's nice and seated. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, aren't we? Oh my gosh, I hope you guys are as excited about this as I am because I think this is super cool. So this just took a few minutes to put together and then I'm gonna attach it here. See if I can do that and do the camera at the same time. Doubtful, but I could try. I'm gonna have to put my camera down. Okay, nice, it slid right in there. Wow, this is really taking shape, isn't it? And you can see by my bowls that I'm getting to the finish line. There's still a few pieces left, but compared to the beginning, it's nothing. I should be done in about another hour, yay. Gosh, I don't know, I'm so crazy when I do stuff like this, I don't even want to stop to eat. But I'm almost at the finish line. Let me show you this next step I've just completed. So I just put this piece together, and it's gonna go right here. But I need 2 hands for that, so let me show you after I finish. Okay, cool, I got it attached. Okay, the top of this tower is done. That goes right there. Oh my God, I just finished the last piece. I am so grateful. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I spent about 6 hours on it today and 7 yesterday. So it took me about 11 hours. But let me put the final piece on and then I'll give you the big reveal. So here's the last piece and it goes right here. Hey, I can actually do it with one hand. So, oh my God, it's finished. Okay, I figured it out. I got it all into a cube. It's pretty amazing. I will show you all the different configurations it can do. But I'm gonna rest for a while first because I am exhausted. Well, I wonder if I have any viewers left after that marathon video today. Gosh, I hope it wasn't too long. And I hope my story wasn't boring. But I thought it would be, boring just to watch me put that thing together. So I thought I'd throw in a story or two. And you got to see one of the things I do to keep myself busy in retirement. An important thing. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. And check the notification bell too. That way you won't miss any of my future content. Also, buy me a coffee. I really appreciate it when you buy me coffees. It helps support my channel, and it's about 50% of my YouTube income. But that's all I have for today, everybody. I'm going to Penang next week, so I'll probably try to do a video there. I'm also going to interview a young viewer soon, so that'll be different. I'm so used to interviewing retirees. But anyway, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Talk to you later. Bye.